Network marketers, there is a new way people getting leads right now. They hire an assistant who sends out 30 to 50 messages 6 days a week to their target audience on Instagram. Jen is using it.
Sometimes I get 15 to 20 replies, and sometimes it's 5 to 10. So it's a lot.
And last year, she made more than $250,000 in sales with all the strategies and the DM service who sends out the messages. And in the next 1 hour, I will tell you how to optimize your profile so you get more people in your business and how to use the DM service, the assistant who blasts out the messages for you. So make sure to watch it until the very end. Subscribe to the channel because I share the best network marketing tips on the internet. And before we get into this, if you haven't seen me in any other video, my name is Alex. I'm originally from Austria. I lived 3 years in Miami. Then unfortunately they denied my visa. Now I moved to Dubai and that's where I live for now. I train people in network marketing. I was actively building for 5 years. I built a team of around 1,500 people, recruited more than 120 people on Instagram. Since the last 3 years, I just train people and I speak on stages. I was in Dallas, I was in Atlanta, I was in Austria. I did a social media training for all those network marketing companies. And now, have fun, watch the good material, and see you later. Let's get the ball rolling. I'm super excited that you're here today and we make the ultimate DM service and social media optimization strategy, okay? So what I've prepared for you, and that's what we'll do. I have prepared a short presentation where we speak about what you should have on your profile to get much better results with the DM service. Second, we will speak about what kind of messages work well while you use the DM service and how you structure it so you get the most replies. And after that, everybody who has questions or wants to know something about their message, what they want to send out, then feel free to ask. And then we'll make a Q&A session afterwards. So what you can prepare in the meantime, first drop in the chat where you're tuning in from, what city, what country. I'm excited. And you can also think about the message what you send out currently while using the DM service. So then you don't need to search later. Just prepare it in the meantime, and then you can ask targeted questions later on. Awesome. California, Austria, Germany, Ibiza. Nice. All right. First, we'll speak about how to make your profile epic and how to work with the DM service. And first, we start with the profile photo. What's very important to understand is this is the first thing what people see when they come to your profile. So on the left side, what you shouldn't do is a photo like this, because nobody can recognize your photo or your face when you comment somewhere. So it's very important that you have a clear shot of your face with a removed background that people can clearly see your face. That's the first thing. So how do we do this? You just download Photo Room, make a photo of this page, download the app, you snap a photo, you put it in the app, you remove the background with the eye. It's done in a second. You change it to your favorite color, and then you have a perfect profile photo, okay? Next, when we speak about the Instagram name, in case you didn't know, the name here is like a search engine for Instagram. So what you need to understand is when you type in travel business, for example, and your name is Natalie/travel business, then your name pops up because you use the word travel business. If you search now network marketing coach, you will find for sure my profile. And this is why you shouldn't just write your name, you also should write some keywords. What fits to you, to your personality? Online income mentor, high ticket remote sales, whatever you want to show. Travel, business, mom, whatever you are. Here are some other options what you can write. You write your first name and then you write the keywords so people can find you much easier. And another thing what I would do is the username is always your first name and your last name, or a short version of your name. Don't have a different word or different wordings, or even when it sounds cool. People don't remember that. People remember the name. So they search for your name. So you have your full name as username, and then you have only your first name in the bio, and then with the keywords. How to write the bio? The best way to write the bio is that you tell people what you do in the first line. What I do, I help people in network marketing recruit 3 people weekly. In the second line, how you do it. In my case, with story polls or whatever. Third line, social proof and results. What did you do already? Or how many people are in your business? And the fourth line is a call to action. What people should do next. They can click on a link below. They can send you a specific word. For example, message me how for more info. Whenever somebody is messaging you how, then you know, okay, that's a lead. He's interested in the thing that I offer. If that makes sense for you so far, drop a 1 in the chat. Awesome. So let's take a look at this. Jelena Pharmacy Make Money Online. The name is good. The bio is not that good. Because look at this. Let me start for more info. How I changed my life. Join my team. New account from debilitating PPD to Triumph. The thing is, when people come to your profile, they only have one thing in mind. What's in it for me if I follow that person? People are completely selfish. They only care about themselves. So it doesn't make any sense to write how I changed my life, because I don't care how Jelena changed her life. It's just how it is. I'm only interested in how can she help me? Is there anything useful what I can learn on her page? Is there anything valuable? Does she teach anything? That's the only thing that matters. Your profile on Instagram is basically you show people why network marketing makes sense with your perspective. Because you would agree with me, if people understand the business in the same way like you see the business, they would join, right? Make a 2 in the chat if that makes sense. Because look, if they would see it with your eyes, they would join, because otherwise you had joined in the first place, right? So, and that's very important. So your profile is basically a lens to show people what network marketing is. So if they see it with your eyes, they join. So your profile is basically what's in it for them. Next, look at Rosina. So this is, for example, a great bio what you can have. Rosina, network marketer, travel mentor. I show women how to start an online business, turned my love of travel into a lifestyle, top 1% in the industry, social proof. Message me, start for more info. It's super clear, super simple, and everybody knows what she's doing. So when you have a bio like this, people are like, ah, okay. So for example, if I'm a woman and I like traveling and I see her profile and I look at the photo, okay, that stands out. I see that she helps women to start an online business. I want to travel. She's in the travel industry. I like traveling. You know, it's like you have like a common ground with the people. And that's the goal with the profile. The more clear it is, the better it is, or the easier it is to get people in the business. Or here's another option, helping women make remote income. This is, for example, a bio what I wrote for somebody from Enetic, earn 35 to 57% per sale, made 5K in the first month, dim info to get started. Clear, simple, one line, that's easy to understand. When it comes to the highlights, the little cycles, this is basically, you need to have it first in the story, and then from the story, you can put it in the highlights. So Instagram says, if you experience such a cool thing in your life, you can highlight it that people can rewatch it. But we use it to make money, okay? So here's how we do it. Don't make a highlights like this because it's confusing. People don't know what you actually sell. Nobody knows what it means. It's just a hard journey, FOTRLB. Nobody knows what it means. quote of the day. Nobody joins your business because you have such an amazing quote of the day. It's just how it is. I don't care how cool your quotes are. I only care about what's in it for me if I have a conversation with you. Or K 2.0. Nobody knows what that means. So it's basically useless and you lose a lot of prospects while they watch the highlights. So how can you do it better? The number one thing that is selling on Instagram is results. Just how it is. Before and after. And you need two different results. One is for the money part. People need to see how you make money in the business. People need to see the transformation. If you don't have the success stories so far in your organization, then you just borrow the story of somebody else. You just need to look up in your enroller tree. Who's successful in the business? What did they do already? How did they accomplish that? People need to understand that this business helps people transform their lives. And it's not difficult because network marketing does that all day long everywhere. So you need to show them how people change their lives when they join the business. So how do you do this? By showing how their life was before they started the business and how is their life now. You look for 2 to 3 people who are already full-time in the business. You tell their story on your Instagram account. And you say, look, these are the people who are in the same business like I am. And then you show the people. But you need to show how they transformed their life. Not like, oh, look, they are so rich now. Everybody is living in Miami or whatever. You need to show how they struggle also so people can understand it, where they came from. And this is what it's selling. Second, we need testimonials about the product. What does the product? To your body, to your health, to your mindset, whatever. People need to see how they benefit when they drink, when they eat, when they use the product that you sell. Don't show the product package. Nobody cares about it. Instagram is not the place for product photos because it doesn't sell. Don't post like this and say, hey, look at this water, it's so good, because it's not good. Nobody cares about that. People only care about what's in it for me if I drink it, what's in it for me if I use the product, skin photos before and after. That's the only thing that is selling. Third, how it works. How people can get started when they are interested. So what you can do is you can show the steps that are necessary to have a conversation with you or to join the business. So for example, you could make a video and you can say how it works. You can say, look, this is a business where we help you to accomplish your goal. Before you decide to join the business, we will have a conversation and you tell me the goals that you have. What do you want to accomplish? Do you want to quit your job? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to travel more? Whatever you want. I show you how you can accomplish that when you join the business. And I tell you honestly if it's possible or not. Later, I will show you some products that you use because otherwise you cannot build the business. How do you want to build the business without using any products? It also doesn't work. Then you decide which package you would like to get started. That's the next step. And the third step is that I help you with a step-by-step guide how to accomplish that goal while you work this business. We will support you, we will mentor you, we will join the group calls. If you want to apply for a strategy call like this, message me the word info. That could be, for example, a perfect highlight how it works. Number 4, about me. People need to understand who's that person. And the best way to showcase that is why you decided to join the business. Because guess what? If you show people why you did it, do you think there are other people who are in the same situation like you? Of course, you always sell the before state. You mentioned that why you decided. What was the situation where you said, enough is enough, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sick and tired of working for the job, working for the boss that I don't like. I'm sick and tired of having 20 days of vacation per year. I'm sick and tired working with people that I actually don't like. I want to build my own business. I want to pick the people I work with. I want to travel. I want to make money and all at the same time. This is why people join the business, because you also joined because of that. There was a reason why you joined. Think about that. That's the homework now. Write down why you decided to join the business in the first place. And then make a video on Instagram and speak about it. And then at the end, you say, if you're in a similar situation and you want to have your own business, message me start and I will reach out to you. And this is basically a perfect highlight about your story, about you, because people need to see where you came from. If that makes sense for you, make a 5 in the chat. Next, 3 pinned posts. When we take a look at that person, she has a chicken breast, okay? And a drink. And then she's showing like a little screen and she shows some trading results, some charts, you know? And then it's just her looking in the video, looking at the screen. I have no idea what it is. And I also don't join her business because the chicken breast looks so good, even if it looks good, but it doesn't convince me to join her business. And I see like a chart, it can be like everything. What is that? Nobody knows. Okay. So we need to structure it in a way that we build trust as soon as possible, that somebody joins our business and builds a relationship with us. So how do we do this? You make a post about your personal story. Who are you? Speak about it. What did you do as a living? What's your job? Why did it bother you? Second, how did you decide or why did you decide to join network marketing? Third, what did you accomplish already? Or how do you see the future? And fourth, you say at the end what people should do next. And this is always a call to action. You need to finish every single video, what you upload on Instagram, with a call to action, what people should do. Because you need to tell to them. If you don't tell them, they don't do it on their own. So we need to tell all the time to people. That's the reason why I do every single video where I said, share it with your team and follow my account for the best network marketing tips on the internet. The second post is 10 facts about you. Think about 10 facts. What are 10 facts that are good to know about you? Just think about it. And I'm sure you will find some. And if you're not sure, you just go to my Instagram account and you look up my post, 10 facts about me, okay? If you haven't checked it out so far, you can just check that out. I'll put now my Instagram link in the description, in the chat. When you swipe on the other side in the Reels feed, then you find a post, 10 facts about me. And you see 10 facts about me. The reason why this is useful is because it builds trust. People know what they can find on your profile. People know who you are as a person. The more information they have about you, the easier it is for them to understand you and trust you and all that stuff. And we know already that we need this because we need somebody that says, here's my credit card, sign me up. And you only get this when people really know who you are. And the fastest way to do this is by yapping in the camera all day long, because this is the fastest way to build trust. You talking is the best thing what you can do. By the way, the DM service works only very well if you have videos constantly where you speak in the camera. If you don't post anything, if you only have 2-3 photos, it just doesn't work. Because people only want to talk with people who are active and who show their lives and stuff. And that's the reason why I said I upload every single day. It's a non-negotiable for me. I just do it because it's part of my business. I want to have a lot of people who buy my stuff. I don't want to be forgotten. I upload every single day a photo or a video. Actually, I upload every day a video. Doesn't matter what happens. For example, I was traveling to Austria from Miami. I had 9 posts pre-planned directly on Instagram, even during the Christmas holidays. I posted network marketing videos, Christmas, New Year's, every day, because I don't want to lose momentum. Rockets were flying in Dubai. I post every day a video. I don't care. I post every single day. It's a non-negotiable. I don't want to let the momentum fade away by just being sloppy. You need to treat this like a business. You need to say, okay, fuck, I have no video for tomorrow. I need to make a video. But don't make it like every day, because then it's everyday stress. So you need to plan maybe 3 or 4 days ahead with some content. because then it's easier, then you don't freak out. Now, we speak about the DM service. Messages like this work well. Hey there, Maria. I see you're into travel like me. What's the best trip you have ever been on? The reason why those messages work great is because it's very easy to answer. It's not that they need to think for 6 months what was the best trip, because they know it. So here's how to contact Sam. You send Sam a list of hashtags and pages where he should source the people from. Send him the biggest pages and hashtags that you find. And then you send him the message what he should send out. For example, here, I'm a mom of 2 girls. They're still very little. We have got holidays coming up soon. I'm already mentally preparing for the toddler level negotiations that come with it. Do you travel much with yours? Like a simple answer, yes or no. People can answer that easy. The goal is that you get a message and an answer because the question is very easy to reply. You need to create a conversation with the goal of connecting, not selling. If you try to sell the business in the first message, then it also doesn't work. Because it's same if you write to a lot of women, hey, do you want to marry me? It also doesn't work properly. Okay. So you need to build relationship first. Same here. You cannot say, hey, you look cool. Do you want to join my business? I mean, if that would be so easy, the entire world would be network marketing. Okay. But we need to make it different. So how can we make it different? Hey, name, I just saw you do X. Looks awesome. How long have you been doing that? Simple. And the X is basically your interests. Whatever it is, tennis, pickleball, traveling, fitness. Hey, I've seen you into fitness. Since how many years do you work out already? Very simple. You need to have very natural conversation starter. Same how you would start a conversation in real life. It's amazing for me to observe how people are still trying to recruit people on Instagram. They send like messages like, hey, very nice to connect with you. I want to do this, and this is our business, and we build in 150 countries. And do you want to join my team? And then they do this like 50 times, and nobody's like, oh, replying. And then they're like, oh, it doesn't work. Because it doesn't work. You need to be different. People cannot smell, they shouldn't smell the business in the first conversation. So here's, for example, another idea what is not working. Hey, I came across your profile and I love your energy. I couldn't help but notice your love for travel. Same there. I'm part of a community that helps people build a flexible travel business online. It's such a fun way to combine passion and purpose. Is something that you'll be curious to learn more about? Not really, because first, it's a generic message. Second, there's not even the name in it. And she just tries to sell the business in the first conversation without building a relationship first. And you know what's crazy to me? In the onboarding of the DM service, I even explained that those messages doesn't work. People watch the material and then they send a message like this directly to Sam, to the DM service, and then they're wondering like, why is that working? Completely crazy. Because people are so sloppy and they think they can skip this part of being interested first, but you can't. It's the wrong business. You can't do this. So what you do instead? Hey, Emily, I just came across your page and I love it. I see you're a mom too. How old are yours? My little boy is 3. This is only cool if you're also a mom, okay? If you are a guy, 50 years old, you can also not write a message like this. So you need to be in your field, okay? So you need to write to the people who have the same interests what you have. Or this. Hi, Charlotte. Happy Friday. My name is Elia. Came across your account and to connect with you. Absolutely love to travel. Looks like you do too. Do you travel mostly for work or pleasure? Easy to reply. Okay, I don't need to think like 10 months like, do I travel for work for pleasure? Easy. I know pleasure, work, whatever. And then I can take it from there. And then I can say, nice. What do you work? Do you work anything related to travel or not? If they say, oh, no, I work in a gym as a trainer, then you can say, okay, was it always your dream job or you just do it because of the money? And then if they rarely say, oh, it's my ultimate dream job, because it doesn't. It's never. Because every single job, remember that, every single job has something what people don't like. There is not a single job on the planet where people say, I love the amount, the money what I get. It's so much. My bank account is already full. I need another one. It doesn't happen. They don't like the people, or they don't like the times what they work. They don't like that they have to ask for permission for everything. They have to ask another adult if they are allowed to have a lunch break. It's completely weird. So it doesn't matter. You shouldn't do this. You need to have the conversation about the job because it's the most easiest way to sell the business. And if they say, I would do something different, and then you can ask later if there was a business you can start part-time without risking the job what you do at the moment, what will help you to quit the job that you don't like, would that be interesting for you? If they say yes, you show them the business. And that's what you do all day long with the DM service, blasting out messages, and you basically reply to all the messages and you make sure you have one video a day. And that's the ultimate recipe. Brit, for example, booked 4 calls with the DM service, and that was after 2 weeks using it. And the reason why it worked for her so well is because of her personality. So she's competing bodybuilding on stage. Her audience sees that because she shows her life. And she texts people this: hi, name, I came across your profile through EFBB Pro. That's like a bodybuilding league. I love seeing other athletes at that level. Huge respect for what it takes to get there. Are you in prep for a show right now or taking an off season? So if you don't work out, that message also wouldn't work out for you. But for her, it works because it's her target audience. And that's the reason why, look at this. She got 90% return message rate. This is completely wild. 90%. The guy blasts out like 40 messages and she has like, I don't know, like 35 getting back to her. If you want to use the DM service, but you don't know how to implement all this stuff, I invite you to book a strategy call with me or with my team. Just fill out the form below, type in all your information, we get back to you, and you can ask us all the questions what you have. Now, you can unmute yourself and ask all the questions what you have about the DM service. You can just tell me your message that you send out, and then we can speak about it. So who wants to start first?
Hello.
Hey, Gregory, what's up?
What's up, Alex? Thanks for your answer. Sorry, I was so pushy
No problem.
to get the answer. And thanks, Katerina, too, for your follow and your help. I have a question because in network marketing of product or service, people are a job, they get a job, and it's to take them in our network marketing, to add another job, a change of job, okay? And in my case, I'm looking for real estate or already in real estate. So,
And what is your network marketing business? What do they offer?
sorry?
What are you selling with your network marketing business?
Selling home, apartments,
So it's basically a network marketing business like for real estate?
of real estate. Well, real
Okay.
estate agent.
Okay.
So what kind of approach of first message can I send? Because I sell with my network on marketing, I sell passive income with joining more real estate agents, and I have another marketing for mortgage.
Okay. But so your target audience are basically people in real estate.
Yeah, real estate agents. Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
they only make money when they sell a home.
actually, yes. Well, there are all other network marketing of real estate, but most are just make money when they sell real estate.
So the easiest thing for you is to follow some real estate pages, or let's say real estate memes, like real estate agents stuff. There's a lot of this thing on Instagram. and you send
Yeah.
the three biggest pages to Sam. And from
Yeah.
there, you just say, hey, name, I've seen you in real estate. Since how many years are you doing this already? Or are
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
like very simple, you know? Don't make it too complicated.
Okay.
And that's what I would do. And then you just take it from there, whatever they say, and then you lead the conversation and you tell them why it makes sense to join your community. Like, what are the advantages when they are in real estate? What are they selling? What's in it for them if they join? And you
Mm.
also, you know how that works, how that industry works. So you know what their pain points are. And then it's even easier for you to get them in the business.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey Alex,
Hi.
I'm Sheila. So I actually have two questions.
Mhm.
The first one is about the highlights. You said for us to product testimonials, but I don't lead with the product at all. Do you advise to have some product testimonials anyway, or should I have like what should I have on there instead?
What are you
Like I'm
selling?
in Enagic,
Ah, okay.
Enagic. I'm in
So,
Enagic, but I lead with the business model mainly.
okay. Yeah, the thing is, I would still make a highlight about it,
Okay,
what the water did to so many people already, because you guys have very cool
okay.
testimonials. But I would not
Mm,
like, for example, it doesn't make sense to open the water and put it in the light and you say, look how good my water looks like, you know, so that nobody buys it from there. They only buy it because of the transformation, you know,
okay,
and
okay. And we have
they join,
lots of them, so
yes,
it's
and they
fine.
join because of the money what they can make.
Okay,
I
yeah.
would not make
So
it, I would not make it in reels all day long, but I would definitely have one highlight because people also need to trust the product somehow, you know. You cannot say, hey, we're gonna make some money and we only need to sell a machine for $5,000. You know, and then they say, like, what machine is that?
yeah,
You know, so it's much easier when they already know what it does, how it helps, that the water what they drink is not good. I'm already ashamed that I
yeah.
drink the plastic water, you know, when there are some people from Magic in the call.
You should be. Okay, the other one. The my other question is,
Hmm.
I actually have been a business owner since I was 23,
Hmm.
and my target audience is business owners who were like me before starting, and I struggled like the past 4 years with targeting business owners, and I feel like with Sam, like I've tried so many things like hashtags and pages, and I'm not getting to the right people still.
Okay.
And
What is the message that you send out?
so the first message was very, very general, and what happened is that Sam was mainly like finding my business partners. So it was like me sending like a lot of like random first message to all the people that knew me. Then I had to explain that it's not me and whatever. And
Mhm.
then the second message was, as you said, that we shouldn't be sending it, but it actually worked like in a few occasions,
Okay.
like leading with the business, going straight in, telling them that I'm a business owner too, and this is why I changed. And for like it worked in like 2, 3 conversations. And now I kind of like trying to switch to the professionals who are exactly like I was, like nail technicians, beauticians, these kind of people,
Hmm.
because that's what my profession was. And what's happening is that some of the messages are going to people who are not beauty professionals but follow those pages or in those things. So there is like I am in such a muddle right now in my head. It's like I don't know what I'm doing.
Mm, but you were like a nail technician before.
Yes, I still am, but in a very like I was able to reduce to 1 day a week.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What if you target like beauty salons, like in general?
Salons.
Yeah, like
Okay.
all that stuff, like hair, nails.
Yeah, pretty much those are the hashtags. The thing is, like, these hashtags, not only the people who do them follow, but also the people who
I
wants
mean,
to
you
get
can
their
you can
nails
you can
done.
write something more generic. So, for example, I've seen you follow some business pages. Are you a business owner or are you employed or do you have a job?
Okay,
Like things like this,
okay,
you
I
need to
like
make
that.
it a little bit
Yeah,
more broader, then that like everybody's like, oh, that because if it's too narrow, then it's difficult.
yes, I that's what I'm finding with my last message, that I
Mhm.
made it super specific, and it's a bit
The thing is, if it's that's difficult to target, like nail technicians and stuff, because it's not so
mm,
huge that somebody says, I create so much content about nail stuff. And that's also harder to find. But if you make the question
yeah,
what I said before, I would definitely try this because then it's also more generic. And then you can always like ask them what business do you do? And then they have probably not the recurring revenue or the income what they want. Or if they are self-employed, it's even easier to sell them the passive income, through an agent.
yes, absolutely. So, but how would you target business owners in general? Like self-employed people or business owners in
Mhm.
general?
I would look for like business pages on Instagram. Like there are so
Okay.
many,
Mm-hmm.
like business
Okay.
or I mean business owner, the hashtag. There are a lot of people using this, and business memes. For example, like people always follow some meme pages when they're interested in that stuff.
Okay.
And if they like or
Yeah,
if they
cool.
engage, then the DM service like finds them. And you can tell him that he only should message women, for example.
Yeah.
Then it's also easier
Yeah,
for
that
you.
part I think he got. I
Yeah.
think he got that part very clear. So that wasn't the problem. It was more about the actual like hashtags that I wasn't
Okay.
getting. I'm gonna try. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey Alex, it's Bob from Miami. How are you?
Hey, Bob, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So Alex, my question is, I am trying to actually target men, and not to sound sexist in any kind of a way, because my focus is obviously the reason why I joined the network marketing and the travel business is because they have something called a pledge, which is something that they take care of. God forbid if something happens to my wife or me, then my generations continue to earn what we were earning,
Hmm.
right? And mainly this is more of an impact for men being and then again,
The
not to sound
provider.
in any way
Yeah. Mhm.
wider. So how do I target that? And then secondly, what would you recommend me to use as a DM so I get the right audience?
Mhm.
So those are really my two questions. And thank you for what you guys do, because it's incredible. And I'm also glad to hear that you're safe yourself as well with all the things going on.
Thank
So
you. Yeah, that was crazy here a few days ago. What message do you send currently?
well, I tried that in the beginning and it sort of got me the wrong audience. And then I decided to kind of switch. And maybe my mistake is I'm switching too much,
Hmm.
right? So I'm not focusing on one thing. So I'd like to go back to why I joined the business, because I have a 16-year-old and a 10-year-old. And really, my goal was to do that, really to make sure that they are taken care of for the future.
Hmm. But what are you interested in?
Well, I'm interested in getting more men into the
No, I mean,
business.
like, of course, that's the outcome. But what are you interested in as a person? What do you like doing when you're not building the business?
Oh, I'm in the sales. I'm in international sales, and I also have hobbies such as Krav Maga, martial arts. I play a lot of sports. I go to the gym. So I see where you're getting at. Maybe start with
Mhm.
all of those kind of things first, targeting those kind of people.
Mhm. Yeah, you
Can
need
be
to
men
make
and
it.
women.
Yeah, you need to make it very simple. So what I would do is tell to Sam he should only
Okay.
message men.
Okay.
And what you do next is you look for pages on Instagram who have content about sales.
Okay.
That's one
Okay.
option. Sales,
Okay.
sales memes, sales advice. There are some salespeople who speak about sales all day long. And
Okay.
what you do is you message people and you say, hey, I've seen you like some sales content on Instagram. I'm in that field too. Since how or what are you selling currently?
Okay. Okay.
Because look, what you can do is you can help people that they are protected when they are not there anymore. So if they sell, they just only make money when they make the sale.
Yes.
What you
Understand.
can help them with that they also have an income when they're not selling constantly because of the team what they create. And that's the beauty of network
Yes.
marketing. So your goal
Okay.
is to talk with a lot of men about that stuff. But at the
Got
same
it.
time, you need to speak about why it makes sense to start this business, the advantages that when somebody passes away, then they are still taken care of, and things like this. And you ask them, for example, what do you work besides your sales job, or are you full time in this profession? And then you find out, because if they are full time and they don't have recurring revenue, you have a way to show them the business, what helps them that they also have recurring income, you know?
Perfect. So, and do you recommend that maybe I do that kind of a video for the highlight, really sharing a little bit of my story with the pledge and things like that? Do you think that would be a good thing to do as well?
Of course, yes. How often do you post
Okay.
now on Instagram?
I'm still not doing it every day. Maybe every 3 or 4 days is what I do.
Okay.
So I need to get back into like your advice before to stay constantly in front of people. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Bob. Who's next?
Alex, hey, thanks for the training. Definitely what I saw from the DM service is I have to refine message. The first message is Sam. I think it sounds more like official. So I want to get it more like friendly.
What are you sending? What message?
What I noticed is that he's been texting a lot of only women from travel industry. So that's
not good.
And yeah, well, it is good and not. It's not my target audience. Definitely.
What hashtags did you send him or pages?
So I'm just going through this. So hashtags is network marketing, affiliate marketing, online business, make money online, forex trading, and trading life. So I don't know why he did dig into the travel industry.
I don't know. Maybe they also like traveling. And what is the message that you send out?
So I got 3 sets of messages. So I told him like to switch between those so we see which creates most response. So option 1 is, hey, I came across your profile through like hashtag network marketing. Curious, are you more focused on building income online or are you just exploring ideas right now? And I get into the conversation with them, and this one creates a lot of response, like not a lot, but creates response of people, reaching out and saying like, hey, I build online income. I'm focused and like, I want to make it a priority or stuff like that, So this one creates most interest. Second is, hey, quick one. I just saw your content around business or trading. What made you get into this in the first place? I didn't see that he sends out this message a lot, but this will be something that I think would create some kind of dialogue.
Yeah, the thing is, it's harder to answer what get you into this. Then people need to think more. It's not that they can say yes or no or 10 years or 5 years or, I think the first one is better.
Yeah, and the third option is he sent us the most is, hey, random question. Do you see online income as a side thing right now or something you'd eventually want to scale seriously?
I mean, if they are not building anything now, then they are probably, that message would work only for people who are already building something.
Already building something online. Yeah. But I get a lot of people messaging like, I already have something going on. I'm already focused.
Yeah.
And that's mainly the response from the people. And then I get into the conversation. Cool. What are you working on? You know, what's your priorities? What's your goals? I try to get connected more, not being salesy on pitch them on something, but to understand what are they doing. Are they comfortable with it? Are they satisfied? Are they, you know, at the right place? Do they feel that it's something for them, or, you know, there's space to talk about something different?
Okay. And how many replies do you get a day approximately?
Well, today I still haven't got into the messages. Today is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it for today. 6 replies. Let me check the general.
That's amazing. 6 replies are good.
7 replies so far
Nice.
for today.
Yeah,
I mainly get like between 5 and 10 replies per day.
I mean, that's more than average. So for example, like 4 to 8 is the normal range, because a lot of people reply, get in the request folder. But if you get like 8, that's pretty solid. Because how long are you using it already?
I think 3 weeks.
That's amazing.
No, I think less, 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know, the thing is that the magic is really happening with the DM service when you let it run for months. This is completely sick in 6 months from now. If you would do a call now, in 6 months from now, and you keep using the DM service, you will say probably, I need to tell Sam that he should stop a few days because I cannot message so many people. You know, because it comes like...
I'm not worried about this.
Yeah, but it's crazy.
I'm already building a chatbot,
Nice.
AI chatbot in the back end.
Yeah, because the people just check the request files sometimes once a week, twice a week, sometimes every 3 weeks, you know, and then they see the message and then they get back. But I wouldn't change anything if you really get like the replies that you said. It's like it's completely normal. What I would definitely take a look at is the way you make the videos and the content what you put up. So how often do you post a day now?
Every second day.
Okay, nice. And is it a video where you talk in the camera?
Yeah, it's 12 reels per month.
Okay.
And mostly it's 2 reels per week and 1 carousel or post, something like that. And there's like a lot of the videos where I speak in the camera.
Nice. Okay, good. Yeah, I would just like leave it as it is now. Because if you get that, for example, if the reply rate would drop, then I would check how many videos do you put up, stories, do people see how you live behind the scenes, and then maybe change the message or change the audience. But so far, tell to Sam that he should focus on the target audience, you know, not the travel people and stuff. Sometimes it also can be that he confuses some audiences. So you need to check, you just tell him and say, hey, are you sure that you message the right people? That can also happen sometimes because we have like more than 100 people using it. Maybe sometimes there is like a mistake.
I mean, we have a travel option, but we focus more on trading. Like we have a like trade and travel option, but traveling is not our main business. Like traveling is something that we provide to the people.
I mean, the main business,
on the side.
The main business is just having a better life. That's the entire thing, you know.
Yeah,
and that makes much more sense to like sell the entire package.
Of course. What would you say, Riga, in terms of the content wise? Because what I seen, I just spoke to my editor today, and like we are trying to figure out some stuff. Because like when I post like valuable posts, when I speak to, like I go to ChatGPT and say like, hey, what are the most common questions about online income, network marketing, or trading? And then I answer on those topics. So what I seen from this is like I usually get between 1,500 to 2,500 views on those posts. But when I post like something lifestyle or some like just generic like proof of video or something like that, I get 15, 20, 17,000 views.
The thing is, you need both. You need the lifestyle content that people can see what you do, and you need the videos where you teach people something.
Okay.
We need to create the mix. And even when you have a lot of reach on the other ones, I would still message the people who like that stuff. And that's what you can do additional to the message, what
Cool.
Sam is sending out. So you let Sam send out messages to all the other people, and by yourself, you send messages to the people who like your content. And let's say you have like the 18,000 views and maybe like 200-300 likes. You just scroll through and you look at them, like how do they look? You know, if that's like a tree or a flower, then you don't message them. But if they're like real
Yeah,
people, then you just say, hey, thanks for the like. Are you here for the videos, or are you interested in starting your own online business? Like things like this, you know? And that's what I would do is every single person who likes something, who comments something, or who engages with your content.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Who wants to be next?
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Jen.
I have a question. I
Mhm.
am literally in love with the DM service. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. And I get a lot of replies, but either I get messages back from people who are already successful in network marketing, who are, saying, no, I don't want anything to know about your business. Or I target people where I have, don't get me wrong, where I have to play like a psychologist due to my story because, I had a burnout and
Mhm.
I take that into my story because I made it. I got the chance to quit my job. And my question is, how do you handle these objections from these networkers who are just thinking that I want to offer them a business because it's not meant in my first message. My first message is very simple. Either like I think your page is very inspirational. Do you just want to chit chat, or how are you doing? So very basic. But they already think that I want to offer them something.
So how many replies do you get approximately?
It's very different. It sometimes I get 15 to 20 replies, and sometimes it's 5 to 10. So it's a lot.
Nice. It's like every day.
Yeah.
Okay. But what is the message that you send out? It's like just like, hey, you have a nice profile. Do you want to chit chat, or just this message?
Yeah, just very simple that I've found their page with the hashtag this and that, and that I think it's very inspirational. And if they just want to chit chat a little bit, and how are they doing? How are you doing is the last
Mhm.
question, so they don't answer with a yes or no.
Okay, okay, cool. Um, but what are the hashtags and pages that you send out? Oh, what are
Mm,
the pages and hashtags?
more like mom life, mom of three. I also got like soccer mom because my boys play soccer. Then what I got out, I first had like earn money online, but this is something I took out because
Mm,
I didn't get any nice reply from that because
mm.
basically everyone who uses this hashtag is already in a business somehow,
Yeah.
and I don't know how to convert them to think, okay, I could join her business.
Now that's difficult because it's like even when you try to bring them on a call, it's like that's my business, that's your business, and then who is better? And you try just like
Exactly.
to get them. That's a waste of time.
Exactly.
So, but if you said you don't want to be like the psychologist and stuff like this, or do you have like do you have a lot of
I
conversation
know
with
it's all
people?
about, yeah,
But do
yeah,
you
I
have
know it's all about trust.
but you have like conversations with people who also have a burnout and stuff like this, or what?
Yeah, basically, either they have like a sickness or health conditions, and it's I know what they're talking about, but I'm not here to help them in a psychological way
Yeah.
because that's not what I'm here for. So and I don't want to be rude and say, okay,
Mm.
I don't care about it. I just want to
Ah, nah, that's
chit chat a
I
little bit.
I also wouldn't like it
Ex-
because then you are like you talk all the time
exactly,
with like sick people and they just
exactly,
tell the problems all day
exactly,
long.
exactly. And I don't know
Mm.
how to turn it in, into a conversation where I can actually help them to, have like a better financial perspective in the future.
Why you're not just talking with moms, like moms in general, and then you ask them,
Mhm.
are you a stay-at-home mom or do you work anything besides being a mom?
Mm.
Because then
I could try that. Yeah.
I would not look for sick people, because then you talk constantly with sick people and that also makes you sick.
I do. I do.
That's not good. Healthy people only. We only want to have people who are healthy, but they
Yeah,
want to make money.
yeah,
Okay, that's the people we need.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would just.
Exactly.
What else are you interested in? For example, like mom life, and what else?
General things like dancing, or, I dance flamenco, so it's
Mhm.
very unusual in the area where I live in. Or, I'm losing weight. I have like a health weight loss journey, but I think weight loss is very difficult for me because most of the people that I know are already like, with, you know, nutrition, anything like business
Mhm.
already. And it's not my main theme because I'm in a beauty business. I'm specialized to perfume and makeup,
Mhm.
and I couldn't, teach them anything about, weight loss or anything like that.
Mhm. Yeah, in your situation, I would definitely focus on moms, like in general, and because that's the easiest thing. And don't like,
Mm,
because look, as a mom, when they make additional money, they can have a cleaning lady, they can have maybe a chef who cooks, they can order more food, they don't need to do all that stuff. They can have a maid who does all the
mm,
things at home, and that all comes with the money.
mm,
So if you have all that people who do all that stuff in the household, you don't need to do that as a mom. It's also less stressful. But people usually can't
mm,
afford it, so they need to do all that stuff and start the wash machine like 3 times a day, you know? So, but
mm,
if they,
mm,
for example, have more
mm,
money, they can just get help. So, and you sell basically the business that they don't need to go back to the job what they hate after maternity leave,
mm,
and you sell the business that they can get help in the household. And that's the reason why they should start the business. And I would
mm. And
speak.
do you think I should change my bio into more like a very business type, like you explained it, or do you think it may scare them away because they think, okay, I do make a lot of money for my situation, um, and I think that people may be a little bit shocked, like as I will never get that,
Mhm.
I will never reach that.
That's a good problem to have, huh? When you make so much money.
It is, yeah, it is.
Um, it depends. The thing is, I also don't think that you want somebody in the business who is scared of that amount. Because when you think about it, I don't
Mm,
want somebody who says, like, oh, that's impossible to make so much money. Then you have like, anyways, the small-minded people. And it's even harder for you to train them so well that they think bigger, you know? So if you speak about the money part, or you show like how many people you have in your team and how much sales you made, I would speak about it, because you always want to show people what is possible. And people need to understand it, because if they see how much you make or how much you made, and then they think, okay, she's a mom, she has kids. I'm a mom, I have kids. She makes 250,000 a year. If I can only make half of it, that would be good. If she can make
mm,
250,000, then I can make at least 125, because she's doing that already longer, you know? And
mm, mm,
125
mm,
are still like 12,000 in sales, you know?
yeah.
And
Mm,
that's,
yeah.
I think I would speak about it. And I would make videos about why it makes sense to start network marketing as a mom,
Mm,
like misconceptions, what people think network marketing is, what it really is, and
yeah.
especially how your life changed through the business and through the money. And now it's time I would make a new video about it. Because when you started, you had a job. and you
Mm.
worked a job you didn't like, you were exhausted, you had no time, everything was a headache. And now, a few years later, look at you. You can do what you want all day
Mm.
long, and people need to see the transformation, because the people who know you, they still see the old version of Chen, who was building a little business,
Mm.
who was employed, and now that's not you anymore.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what I would show, like what is possible. And if you show that the right way, there are a lot of people who are like, okay, I know Chen, how she started. I know her now. I'm a mom. I need to make some money. I need to talk with Chen. What I would also do is show how people make a couple €100 in your business in your Instagram stories. And you say, for example, hey, look at Sandra today. Sandra made $700 or €700 last week. What would you do with an
Mm.
additional €700 a week? How would your life change? And people need to see that you are a mom who helps other moms make money.
So I should definitely post more stories about my team. I do have a lot of team members who are already managers, or just have a low income but side income. Um, should I make a highlight about it, or is it just put it into my stories or into videos?
A highlight would be amazing. And the way how you make the highlight is you make a selfie and you make a selfie where people can see your face. And then you write, today, I'll show you some of the people you work with. Are you excited?
Mm.
Yes, show me. And then you let people vote, because you need to know
Mm-hmm.
who's already excited, because you need to message them afterwards. Okay. And then you show,
Mm-hmm.
look, this is Janine. Janine made €500 last week. That's it, nothing else. Look, that's Sandra. She made $1,000 last week. Look, there's Chantel. She made $2,000 last week. Here another one. She made $300 last week. Show all the numbers, all from high to small in the middle, because those numbers, they increase over time. And then it becomes even more tangible for the people. Because if you don't show it, because maybe it's too small, and then in 2 years from now, you show how people make like $40,000 a month, and people are like, nobody makes it a month. People make that in a year. That's fake. But if you have all the proof from the years where they made little and then it became bigger, then all the people come back who watch the stuff now. That's the reason why I need to mention that also. And then at the end, you just say, how much money would you like to make? 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. And whenever somebody votes in a poll, you shoot them a message. And that's what I would do 2 to 3 times a week with different people. So for example, you can also do it additionally, how I do it with my testimonials. Like what I did with your videos, with your video. I made a photo, I make a screenshot, I go to green screen, I speak about you. And I say, if you want to make more money, comment ready below. I have people commenting ready, I book calls, I get more people in the business. And that's what I would do additionally with the people that you have currently. Because you also want to show, I will do this like 2 to 3 times a week, where you show the proof of the people you work with. Because sooner or later, the magic is going to happen where you get people who are in network marketing, but they don't make the money. Then they come to you because you show people how they make money constantly.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, we take one more and then we stop the session for the day. Okay. Morten was the first one.
All right. Thank you. Hi, Alex. I bought your program actually, I think half a year ago or something like that, this Dean service.
Okay, cool.
I watched the videos, but I didn't really start to use it because I need to tell Sam about the pages or profiles. And that's a big challenge because, to be honest, the pages I have been to where you have lots of potential prospects, they are either in something or they're busy with their own businesses, whatever that might be, and things like that. So it's difficult for me to actually find different pages that I need to tell Sam about. So that's why I just stopped using it. But now I got your your invitation to this one, so I thought that okay, let me get back to this and see if this could be something for me.
Mhm.
Have you seen that problem before?
I mean, you need to tell me about the message first and the hashtags, then I can give you a more specific answer.
Right. So the point is that I didn't send anything to Sam because one of the things I need to send him is a list of pages where I can find potential prospects. And so everything stopped there because
Okay.
I don't really know, because I tried myself a little bit going to different pages, sending messages to people, but they are, I mean, it's business related, right? And people are either in a business, like you have talked about a few times already today.
Mhm.
They are already in a business, or they're also trying to recruit to their own network marketing company or whatever it is.
Mhm. But what are you interested in, Morten?
Well, I am building my network marketing business. I've been doing that for 11 years, and that's my main interest, to be honest. So
What company are you with?
in ASEA,
Okay. Mhm.
health related products, definitely. And I have a big team already at over 10,000 people, so it's a good business, definitely. But I need to find new good people, not just average people. I have more than enough of those, but I need to find people that can really do the same as I have done, and some of my team members have done. Some professionals, people that really have big ambitions, people that I don't need to convince to start to try and things like that. So people that are more like me.
Mhm. You know what I would do? If I would be you, I would send me a message later, and
Yeah.
I will check also your Instagram account, because with the experience what you have, I would not target like random people in your stage anymore. You need to have people who sold themselves already that they want to do something. You know, it's not that you don't convince them that they have to do something, because you need to go to people who already know it, that they have to do something and they took already the decision. And what I would do is, the easiest way for you is to talk to people who are selling some stuff, salespeople.
All right.
I would take sales pages, and for you, it works similar, like what I said to the other person before. I would message people and I would say, hey, I think you follow some of the sales pages, or you follow some sales content on Instagram. Since how many years are you doing this? Or since how many years are you selling already? Or what stuff are you selling? That's what I would do. Because you want to have people who are already selling some things.
Right.
But what they don't have is the recurring revenue.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Good point.
that's one thing. Another thing what works for you is basically health. If you want to go about the health direction. So you could also target people who like fitness, lifestyle, working out. That also works for you because of the company that you work with.
Right.
And you could say, hey, I've seen you're into fitness and wellness. Like since how many years do you take care of your body already? You know, because there are a lot of people who are like, in my 40s, I'm gonna do something different. You know, it's not that they are like, that they do this for like, I don't know, like 30 years, you know, some of them maybe, but some people know they need to change something. And
Right.
in your situation, I also would not sell the business. I wouldn't sell the products, I would sell the business, because
Yeah.
it's also a lot of work just for a little chunk of commission to sell a product. I would use either like fitness related people and say, hey, what do you do for a living? Do you do anything fitness related or not? And then sell them the business. That would be one way, because a lot of fitness and health and stay young and whatever pages you can find. And focus on the people who sell something, because that's where you get the real builders.
Yeah.
Also, like there are so many things.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then you send a message to Sam, say, hey, message people who are into sales. You look for 2 to 3 salespeople, or people who, there are a lot of, like, when you go to ChatGPT and you say, who have the biggest sales accounts on Instagram? There are a lot of people. And then you tell Sam, message all the men. And then you say, what are you selling? Since how many years you're selling that? And you know that they start every month again. They don't have recurring revenue. And if they are also interested into health and wellness, then it's double win, because you can help them that they stay young, they stay fresh, you know, and you help them to make money.
Right.
But send me your page later.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll also check it out.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, guys. It was amazing to spend time with you today.